4, get my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout. Take a look and see a beautiful morning that turns into a beautiful evening, and together make a beautiful life. And if you wanna see, then come along with me, that's right. And if you wanna...
Welcome to another incredible week here at Experience Mishawaka. We have so much to share. We're heading into the winter season, and that means there's more things to do, even outside still yet. Kelly's going to talk to you about the Bremen Holy Walk. That's been going on for more than 4 decades. You want to make sure you don't miss it this year. And also Dave had the chance to talk to some folks who are doing some really special things for our community with the kids. You want to be sure to check that out and see how you can support them as well too. But here you can see behind me, there's an ice skating rink. The Ironworks Ice Rink is up and running finally here in Mishawaka. I'm going to tell you all about that coming up now. So winter is coming here to Mishawaka. We're always looking for things to do outside, and I'm really excited to share that there's something new and exciting right here in Mishawaka. Look at this ice skating rink. This is amazing.
It is amazing. It turned out awesome. I love it.
I have Phil with us here, and you are the park superintendent, correct?
Yes, that's me.
So how has this come to be? This has been a many-year process to get here.
Yeah, it's been about a 2-year construction project, but we've been planning this thing for 5, 6, 7 years to get to this point. We've always known we wanted to use the space. We wanted to have a unique amenity for the community to use, but not just during the winter season, but all 365. And so this won't only just be ice during the winter. During the summer times, we'll have the farmers market in here. We'll have festivals, music fest. And so we have art festivals. We have big plans for this campus.
Well, and this is a big plan itself right here. There's more than just ice skating here. What can people do when they come to visit the Ironworks Ice Rink?
Yeah, absolutely. So we wanted to make sure that anybody and everybody could use our space. So that's why we have the ice bumper cars. You don't have to be able to ice skate to enjoy this rink.
I am not good at ice skating, I will tell you that. That's
so you don't even have, all you gotta do is be able to sit down and just go like this. You're good to go.
I can do that.
We got that. We got the ice bumper cars. We have the ice bikes. And so you sit down and basically there's a tire in the front with blades on the back.
Seriously?
You can just pedal around.
That's amazing.
So we have that. And then for those that may not be the best skaters, you can use one of our seals or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, hold on to the antlers, and it'll help you stay up while you're enjoying the rink.
That's awesome. Now, when are you guys going to be open for the season?
We're open now, 7 days a week.
So when can people come and visit?
So we have multiple different sessions throughout the weeks. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they're extended hours, as you would imagine. But during the week, we're typically open 5 o'clock and after. And then on Mondays and Wednesdays, we have ice bumper cars out. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have the ice bikes out. And you can pre-register for everything ahead of time, so you don't have to worry about waiting in long lines. Just show up and we'll take care of you.
Okay, so is pre-registration required?
No, pre-registration
Okay.
is not required. We are trying to advise everybody to do that just to make sure they have a spot, because we're only allowing 175 people at a time to use this
Oh,
rink.
gotcha.
So
Okay.
we just want to make sure that when you show up that you already know that you're going to be able to enjoy the rink.
And you guys just had your grand opening with your Winterfest that happened. Tell us about how that went. How has this been perceived with the community?
Yeah, it was so amazing. So that night, you can just feel like this is the Christmas spirit in the air. We had the first ever winter parade, the Christmas parade, lighted parade came down. Santa Claus came. We cut the ribbon in the middle. We flipped the switch to our brand new Christmas tree.
Which is gorgeous.
Yeah, everybody was smiling, having a good time. We had a few thousand people down here. We're anticipating next year to even be larger. We're so excited about this space.
Absolutely. Now, you're also talked about how you're going to be able to use this space for other things, but one of the things that's cool that you're doing is you can actually rent this out.
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so if you wanted a private rental, you can rent the entire skating rink out yourself and have whatever private rental you wanted to have there. We also have a party room. And so when you rent out the party room during the hour-and-a-half slot, you get a certain amount of skate rentals and skate aids, and you get your own staff member that'll be alongside with you to make sure that you have a great experience.
Oh, that's great. So really, this is a family-friendly option. You have different things, not just ice skating, but the bumper cars too. I have to see that in action, though.
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it. You'll feel like a big kid again, I swear. Yes, I've done it multiple times.
Okay. We can do that. But tell us more about, what does it mean to have something like this here in Mishawaka specifically?
Yeah, so I mean, you cannot put a dollar amount on quality of life. And so what has happened here in this downtown and the transformation of our parks and then just the new development, it has brought a whole nother level of expectation, a whole nother level of people. We're able to engage now with such a larger audience because of these new spaces. And so we're ready to take on that challenge, and we believe our community wants that.
Yeah, and I was telling you before we started the interview too that I'm originally, we lived in River Park area, and watching how this entire area has progressed over the years. I mean, beginning with just having extended sidewalks.
Yeah.
That's where we came
Yeah.
from to what it's become now. It's just an incredible transformation, and I really think it's a wonderful thing here for our community.
Yeah, see, I was born and raised here in Mishawaka.
Okay.
And so the momentum right now and what's happening, like I remember Uniroyal being here. I remember Ball Band. I remember all the big old ugly buildings. And so
Yeah.
we're standing right here where that used to be. And I would have never thought that we would have something like this, such a nice amenity in Mishawaka, Indiana.
It's fantastic. Where can people get all the details, get registered?
Yeah,
all that
go
good
on our
stuff?
Facebook page. Everything you want is on our Mishawaka Parks Facebook page. All the links that you want to be able to pre-register for, pick any time slot, just go on there. We try to keep that up to date.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, thanks so much. If you want to
Absolutely.
get out here and enjoy some of the rink, you want to make sure that you check out all those details on their Facebook page, and it's going to be a wonderful season this year here.
Yes. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Have you ever wondered what the first Christmas was like? Was there really a star in the sky? Did the angels really sing, and did the wise men actually show up? Well, they say you can't go back in time, but it is a season of miracles, and at Christmas time, anything is possible. Well, Mary, I can see that you are all ready for the Bremen Holy Walk. It's taking place on December 9th and 10th. Now, I see that you're in character here already. Who are you playing on this Holy Walk?
I'm playing Martha, and I'm one of the guides that takes family through the village to be counted and pay their taxes. And then something wonderful happens in this night in Bethlehem, the birth of Jesus, our Savior.
Right. Everybody wants taxes, huh? But, let's talk a little bit about the history of this walk, because is it the 42nd year that this is taking place?
Yes, and there's only 1 year, the 40th, when we had to do it online through a video that we showed. But otherwise, it's been live that many years.
And what was kind of the heart behind wanting to start something like this?
It started with Bob and Reg Huff in their Sunday school class. He had this idea. He felt, God led him to do this. And so the Sunday school class did it, and they had 400 people that first year.
Oh my goodness.
Out at his farm. Mm-hmm. And then from there, it grew. And like maybe about 10 years later, we were on 3 nights and 7,000 people went through. Now we hover around 3,500.
Wow, that is...
And we went down to 2 nights.
Okay, that is wonderful. Now, what's really very unique about this is that it's almost like taking people back in time to see what the first Christmas was like.
You're right, definitely. So our guests come and they become a family, and they travel with the head of the family, and they head to Bethlehem, of course. And on their way, they get to meet Mary and Joseph, because they're coming here too, to Bethlehem also. And then they happen upon some shepherds, and then they get a great announcement there. Mm-hmm. And then they head right into the village, visit the house of Benjamin for some rest and to get away from the torment of the soldiers. And then they go into the village and pick up supplies and for their trip back home, because many of them have traveled for days and days and days.
Absolutely.
And then we end up in the holding tent, and then the tax tent where they pay their taxes. Mm-hmm. And then they find a place for the night, and they happen upon the stable and see the baby Jesus and Mary and Joseph.
Now, this is something that families all across the Michiana area really look forward to every year.
Oh, definitely. And it's just not this area. We've had people from out of the country come.
Really?
Yes, and even out of state. So that's really neat. And then our volunteers, we used to depend totally on our community, but so many people have found out about it that they volunteer from all over, which is really nice.
I was about to ask you, you must have some wonderful volunteers in order to put on something like this.
Oh, yes. We need 150 to 200 costumed participants to be able to do this.
Now, this is also non-denominational, correct?
Correct. Mm-hmm. The community of churches come together to do this, and we go by the Bible, Luke 2, and that's what we follow as our guide.
So this is a family event, but it can be, if you have little kids, it can be a little bit scary, but you have a special time for that.
Oh, definitely. And besides being scared about it, it was just an earlier time, because we were finding out that small children, it's too late for them to be out. So we added a children's hour that the soldiers, of course, won't be as rugged or strict. And just giving them time to experience it for them, because we want them to hear the story of Jesus' birth too.
Absolutely. Now, like the first Christmas, whether there was rain, snow, sleet, wind, Christmas went on. So this event is going on no matter what kind of weather.
Correct. And we have had all kinds of weather, but it seems like we have been blessed most of the time with pretty good weather.
Now, I know, again, this is something that everybody looks forward to. What are you hoping that families just take away after they come to the Holy Walk?
Oh, definitely just to hear the story of the first Christmas. We call it's a journey of love. Come back to Bethlehem, and, where it all happened at that first Christmas. We really want everybody to learn of Jesus' birth and to know that he is our Savior. and that he brings the joy and the peace and the love that we need in our world at all times.
Absolutely. Now, this is taking place December 9th and 10th. Where do people meet?
The high school, Bremen High School, has been wonderful. They let us use their facility, so they need to come here because as you look around, there's no parking here that people can come. So they go check in, and then when it's time for them to go, they load the buses and come on out here.
Okay, and what are the hours?
Friday, it's from 6 to 9. At the high school, we close the doors at 9. So, but if you're in the building, you're good to go, and we will keep going until the last person goes through. Usually we finish up around midnight, 12:30 with the last group. And then Saturday, it's 5 to 6, basically our children's hour, and then it goes right into the regular time of 9 o'clock again, too.
All right. Well, Mary, thank you so much for coming in. Oh, go
One
ahead.
more thing. This year we started, because of a generous donation, we were able to fix a program to have reservations, but we only limited it to 900 people. So we're planning on 2,500 still coming and walking in like we have always done it. But we thought reservations might be a good idea for us to try, and we're doing it on this. But we just want people to know if they go to our website, bremenholywalk.com, it says reservations closed, but you are still invited to come.
Thanks again for telling us all about Bremen Holy Walk. We all need a little bit more faith, hope, and love, especially around the holidays.
Definitely, and thank you for coming out here to do this. Greatly appreciate it. Bless you.
I'm here with Teresa. I think this is the first time on Experience Mishawaka I've actually been in someone's house. So I'm experiencing your leather chairs right now. That's what I'm doing. With every nonprofit that I find in this area that we have that's doing great work, unfortunately, most of them start out of tragedy. Because when you're faced with tragedy, there's two ways to face it. It either buries you or you have to fight back and do something good.
That's so true.
That's the unfortunate side of nonprofits, is that that's normally how a lot of them started. But you're doing so much good. Tell me a little bit about the nonprofit that you have, the foundation.
So after our son, Zach, died from sudden cardiac arrest, I was at a loss for what had happened and didn't understand. And I reached out to an organization called Parent Heart Watch. And they are what I would call the mothership, helping families who have lost children to sudden cardiac arrest, and also helping families who have had children survive sudden cardiac arrest. And they explained to me what really had happened. I just knew that Zach had died from an enlarged heart. And after I reached out to them, they explained that it's called sudden cardiac arrest. And then I was talking with the lady, and her name was Martha, and Martha asked me, what the autopsy said, and I told her, and then she said heart screening, and I said, oh, so he should have had another heart screening. And that's where our story is different. Zach had a heart screening in 2014 with a pediatric cardiologist because they thought, a doctor at a pre-participation sports physical thought they heard a heart murmur. I took him to the pediatrician, and out of an abundance of caution, we decided to have the test done. It was normal. 4 years later, no signs, no symptoms, no warnings, Zach was gone. And so it was after that phone conversation that I knew if I did heart screenings, we could prevent it from happening to other families.
And, although this interview is about you, it happened to my sister in 2020 that she died in her sleep of an enlarged heart. And it's such a sudden way for somebody to go that makes no sense. It's very hard to wrap your head around it. When somebody's 85 years old and they pass away of natural causes, you can say what a blessing of a life. But when somebody passes away so young, there's really no way to put sense on it.
There is no way to put sense on it. That is so true. So it was, I knew that we were doing the right thing after we formed the foundation, and our first heart screening was May 1st, 2019, and a young man was identified with WPW, Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome. That young man thought that the way he felt was normal, when in fact it wasn't. And he had an ablation in August, and now he knows what normal feels like.
Do you think this will give you enough comfort in Zach's honor that you're going to be saving over your lifetime probably thousands of people?
Yes. Zach, so we were one time we were on a plane, and we just boarded, headed to vacation, and the flight attendant, goes through their spiel and says, secure your oxygen mask first, and then pick your child with most potential and work your way down. And Zach turns to his sister with this cocky grin on his face and says, well, that's me. And that was what just became known as a family joke. And his siblings were happy to let him have that title. Mm-hmm. That kid did put a lot of pressure on himself. I mean, everything he did it, with 110%. And
I know he was great at sports, right?
He was good at sports. Basketball was his passion. He just loved basketball. He was funny. He was sarcastic, smart, witty, caring, compassionate, loving. He was the glue that held his oldest sister and youngest brother together. And that glue is gone.
So I know that's how you feel. I'm not sure that glue is gone, though.
No, it's not. He's here in everything that we do. He's always all around us.
I know what you mean, though. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to put words into your mouth, but it seems like, if anything, that glue continues to grow in everything that you're doing. And I know now that you became a grandmother recently as well, which I know brings you a lot of pride.
Yes.
Don't worry, I won't call you Granny, I promise, okay? So the foundation, how do people find out about it? If there's somebody watching and they would like maybe their kid, is it just for teens to get
So we screen kids from the ages of 10 to 25, and we recommend that kids be screened at a minimum of every other year. With COVID, I tell parents come back yearly. We do the heart screenings the first Saturday of every month at the Walkerton Youth Building, and people can sign up on our website at zachmagofoundation.org. And the screenings take about 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. And it's a ECG and a limited echo. And then my partner, who has a foundation called Play Heart Smart out of Indianapolis, is the one that she's a cardiac sonographer, and she has the doctor then that reads all of the screenings. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Look, I understand. I've lost people in my life. I've lost 2 sisters now. And sometimes we bring meaning to their life through doing things like this. But, some people go their entire life and don't leave much of a footprint behind. So when somebody goes young like Zach and not only leaves a huge footprint, but also leaves such a legacy that goes on, I'm not sure it brings you a lot of comfort now because I know how much you miss him. But I think someday it might bring you comfort to know that the impact he made in his short years will actually live on for a very long time in his foundation. And that doesn't always happen to everybody who's been here.
No, it doesn't. I thought my purpose in life was going to be something much different than what it is now. Mm-hmm. Definitely just education. People need to be aware that even if your family does not have heart history, it could happen. All children starting at the age of 10 need a heart screening.
And look, it's not something that we want to scare people with. We know it happens to a limited number of people, but when it does happen, it's such a huge tragedy, and it's such an easy thing to see ahead. And then ultimately, when there are issues found, it's often really, the solution is really not that intense, right? It's often a very easy solution.
Exactly.
So it's just a matter of coming to Walkerton on the first Saturday of the month and just getting it done.
Yep. And we're starting, because of COVID, we couldn't screen in the schools. So we're starting to go back into the schools. Crazy enough, there have been several kids to die from this area, from sudden cardiac arrest. Thomas Pickens lives lived 4 miles from me. And he went to school with Zach. He was younger. He passed away in 2017. Mark Mayfield at New Prairie, he passed away, what was it, Thomas was 2017. Mark was 16 or 17. Anyway, Julie West, formed the Play for Jake Foundation. And so we teamed up, and we have Team 265, and we work together on the heart screenings. So now we'll be going back into the schools together so we can reach a larger audience and a captive audience, because they're right there at school. But we will
rather be doing anything than actual work.
Right.
Even getting their heart checked.
Yes, they can get out of class, when heart screenings are painless, completely painless, non-invasive. But anyway, it will be interesting to see, going forward when we're able to screen more kids than just on our one Saturday a month, how many kids we identify with issues.
There's a guilt often, and I'll finish with this, and again, I'm not trying to tell you how to think. There's a guilt often with when you are the ones that stay here and someone else passes away. But I constantly tell myself that if my dad and my sisters, if they are looking down, which I believe they are, and they're the last thing they'd want me to be thinking of them is sad.
Right.
And I know it's hard because we miss them so much. But I think you'd be so proud of all the work that you're doing.
Oh, I definitely think. And when I'm feeling the saddest is when I get the best signs from him. Those signs, I think sometimes, he just wants to smack me upside the head with the sign. He's like, yeah, slow down. It's right here, Yeah. I mean, just little things. I know that he's here. I just miss that earthly smile.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
You just miss that earthly smile.
It leaves a terrible gap. You don't understand a part of you goes when they go. You don't understand that until you really feel it. And It doesn't happen with everyone that that goes, but when it does, it's like, ooh, I finally get what everybody's talking about. But keep up the great work. And again, if people want to get more information about this, the website is?
ZachMagoFoundation.org, and that's ZACMAGO Foundation.org.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the show today. There's always so much to see and do here in the Michiana community, especially with the winter season coming up. There's even more that we're going to be talking about next week. We're talking holiday lights, we're talking a bell choir, and so much more. If there's things that you want us to get out and check out, you can always tag us on social media with the hashtag #ExperienceMichiana. We look forward to spending the rest of the winter season with you here on our show. Experience Michiana is made possible in part by the Community Foundation of St. Joseph County and the Indiana Arts Commission, which receives support from the state of Indiana and the National Endowment for the Arts.
This WNIT local production has been made possible in part by viewers like you. Thank you.